map where everyone's at, and we get to look at it over the year and see just how big the Institute is and where you're all from. And it's very exciting for us. I did see somebody from Anaheim Hills, so that's actually where I'm from and where I live now. So hello to you out there from Anaheim Hills. And as far as a spice goes, I've been thinking about this one all day. Of course, the biblical answer, Aubrey, is salt, right? We're supposed to be the salt of the world. So, but that's too easy. So I do a lot of cooking at the family. So we use Spike. It's a kind of a mixture of everything, but it's called Spike. So I use that a lot. And I think that would be the spice for me. But there's quite a few to choose from. Interested to hear what all the students have and the other administrators have to say about that. So real briefly, welcome again to the new student orientation. We've been praying for this incoming class for a long time now, over 6 months. And we believe the Lord has called each of you here and that you have a purpose for being here. And whatever program you're in, from leadership to coaching to counseling or org psych, whatever program you're in, we're excited for you to be here and to start this journey together in a couple of weeks. Actually, it starts tonight, really. And at the Towns Institute, we have a number of values. One of our values is relational, not transactional education. So what that means is that we want to be here for you, not just as partners in education, but as a family, as somebody who's going to work through this new journey with you as you get along from now all the way through your courses, through graduation, even as an alumnus. We want to be in a relationship with you. So on behalf of the entire Institute here, I want to just welcome you to the TI family. And again, we're so excited to have you start this journey with us. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you in a couple of weeks at the kickoff. It's a great time to be out here in California. So come on by, introduce yourself, give me your name, program, and the passion, the reason you're here and what you want to do. I'd love to get to meet you guys in person in a couple of weeks. So may the Lord bless you and thanks for being here. Dr. Thomas.
Thank you, Dr. Sherrans. Thanks also for the reminder that we're to be the salt of the earth. I think that was an excellent thing to go with our spice night. I think it's hard to choose one spice. I mean, I love mint and things like that, but if I really had to decide, I think it would be cloves, because I tend to be kind of like a stronger kind of spice. I think I kind of add some strength to the mix wherever I am, and I also tend to be kind of warm. I try to be a warm professional presence, and so I would say that I'm kind of clove-esque. Currently, I live in Dallas with my family. My husband's a pastor, so we took a call here about 6 years ago. Texas is a wonderful place to raise a family. Originally, I'm actually from Florida, and that's where my licensures are from. And I too just want to echo what Mike says, that you guys are a dream come true. Many of us here in the room have been here since the very beginning of the Townsend program. And when you guys were just a dream, and to see each one of your faces out there, to know that all of that hard work to build the Institute and bring the classes and to construct the courses and to write the curriculum and all of those things, that they led to you being here. And we've been waiting for you, and we're just thrilled that you're here.
So next up, we have our program directors, and I have to say I'm like loving reading everybody's answers. I'm actually learning a lot from some of the reasons you guys are choosing your spices, so this is really fun. If we could just go in order on the screen, we would love to start with Dr. Andrew.
Awesome. Well, good evening, everybody. I am Ashley Andrew, and I'm the director of our organizational leadership program. Great to meet all of you here. And like the deans mentioned, really excited to get to meet you all face to face on campus here in a few weeks. My go-to spice would be, and I saw this in the chat several times, would be cinnamon. I put cinnamon in our coffee grounds every morning before we brew it, so it has a little cinnamon taste to it. And recently, because it's summer and it's hot, I need like an iced coffee fix later in the day to kind of get me over that hump. And I have a vanilla cinnamon creamer that goes in my iced coffee. So clearly lots of cinnamon and lots of coffee going on these days. So that's mine. Great to meet you all.
I think I'm next. I'm Dr. Donna Washburn, and I'm the director of the counseling programs here at Townsend Institute. We have the PhD in counselor education and then the master's in counseling and the growth certificate as well. So first of all, welcome students. So happy to meet you all virtually, and I cannot wait until I can meet you in person at the kickoff. Really looking forward to conference. So please, when we get to California, find me, come visit with me. I really like to meet you in person. And as Dr. Sprint said, we have been waiting for your class for a long time and really excited to get you launched. So I am from Springfield, Missouri, and in the heat wave right now, we're kind of dying out here. 103 is what we hit today, and we're melting a little bit. But the spice that I think resonates most with me is garlic. I saw a few others in the chat. Oh, Kara, you're in Ozark. That's awesome. We'll need to meet up for coffee. We're about probably 10 minutes away from each other. And I'd love to meet students that are in my area. So I am a garlic aficionado. I cook with it all the time, but I feel like garlic is a kind of go-to, and you can use it in a lot of different recipes. And I feel like as the director, sometimes I'm having to plug in a lot of different places, and just a utility spice, which is probably what garlic is. And I also like it. Ironically, I cooked an Indian meal tonight for my daughter's birthday, and we were out of garlic. And I was like, how is this even possible? So the one spice that I resonate the most with was not in my refrigerator. Fortunately, I had garlic powder, so a decent substitute. Just so glad to be here with you all and excited to meet you. Can't wait for 3 more weeks from today. I will be flying to California, and I'll see you in a few days after that. So have a wonderful evening.
Hi, I'm Michelle Thompson, and I am the director for the Executive Coaching and Consulting Program. My doctor before my name is in progress. By the time you graduate, maybe I'll be graduating right at that same time with you, so you are my special goal group right here that I'm looking at. Super excited for you guys to be part of this program. We love it. I can't imagine being in a better place to learn and to grow. And I am grateful for all of you coming in, because we hope that we get to impart wisdom and inspire you and help you reach your goals. But man, you all make us so much better and touch our lives and help us see things in new ways that we grow because of you. So thank you for what you're getting ready to bring into this program. And thank you for already trusting us and investing in us too along the way. I kind of tiptoe across the rules a little bit. So like my spice is in my spice rack, but it's really an herb. So I'm breaking the rule just a tad. It's rosemary, because rosemary has this lovely and very distinctive flavor. Like, you know, it's there, but it's kind of a gentle and sweet presence, and you enjoy it. So break the rule a little, but gentle and sweet, but you know I'm there.
I love how Michelle breaks the rules. That's fantastic. So I'm Gilbert Fugit, and I run the organizational psychology program. That's our bachelor's program. And I also am the Townsend Institute chaplain. So as you go through the programs, you know, certainly if you have prayer requests or things that you have questions about, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. It would be an honor and a privilege. And then I also get to teach in org leadership and executive coaching. They don't let me teach in the counseling program, you know. So, but my spice that I went with was lemon pepper, and I like lemon pepper. We use it a lot on bagels, but not too much, right? If you've ever had lemon pepper, it's good, but it's not too much. So maybe being around me is good, but not too much. So there you go. And that's how it is. So glad you're all here tonight.
All right, now back to our team. Advising, we wanted to host this orientation for you guys to get you introduced to our deans and directors, and introduce you to your resources, as well as get all of your questions answered. So let me introduce myself and my team. I am Aubrey Redinger. I'm Assistant Director of the Townsend Institute. I started with the Townsend Institute when it came to Concordia in 2017 as the sole academic advisor. We have exploded in growth since then, and we now have a full team of advisors to help you guys out. The joke is kind of that I am the assistant director of all the things. So you might notice that you see my name on a lot of different things, but mostly you will see me involved with the advising team and with our conference coming up. And I can't wait to see you guys there. I'm getting really excited about some of the things that we have lined up for you guys. So I am in Tustin, California, but I cannot introduce myself without saying that I'm Aubrey from Auburn, California. So any of my Northern California people, Northern California natives, please find me because I love connecting with people from that area. And if you're in Tustin, I will say I also love a lot of things about Tustin in this area as well. Austin, hope to see you around town. I am usually at Storyco. So I can't wait to meet you guys in person. And for my spice, I am also choosing garlic because I think garlic bread might be my favorite food in the whole world, and I cannot eat enough of it. I did try to just buy some from the store today and could not, they were out. So I'm currently lamenting the lack of garlic bread in my life.
Sad to hear about the garlic shortage. Man, bummer. Well, I'm Emma. I'm the academic advisor for the Master's in Counseling, the PhD, and the Competence and Character Growth Certificate here at Townsend. I am from Orange, so I am just right around the corner from Aubrey and Tustin. I am a native Tustin, Rustin, and Tustin. So I I know all the places in Tustin and Orange. So for all of you people that are kind of in the area, it would be so fun to get a coffee with you guys, come hang out since we're all so close. And then my spice, like Dr. Fugit, I love me some lemon pepper. I love a zesty. I love a spice, anything to make a little pizzazz with anything you're eating. It's got to be the lemon pepper. So yeah, big fan.
Lemon pepper. When Dr. Fugit was talking about lemon pepper on a bagel, I'm so intrigued. I'm a little nervous, but very intrigued. I assume it's also those people who are in like the lox and bagel community, like you guys hang out. But anywho,
100%.
I am Amanda Barrett. I am the academic advisor for the organizational psychology students, the org leadership masters and certificate students, as well as the executive coaching masters and certificate students. I am born and raised in San Diego. Similar to Aubrey, I can't, introduce myself without, claiming my roots, but I'm transplanted to Orange County, where I live now, just on the border of Santa Ana and Costa Mesa. Due to marriage and working here at Concordia. I've been here 5 years and with the Townsend Institute for 2 years. I'm also an alumna of the program. So super excited that you all are joining us and that I get to call you fellow alumnus soon. So that's going to be exciting. My spice is cumin because the color, a little olivey, and then, just provides a lot of warmth to dishes. You can use it in a multitude of dishes. I use it a lot in cooking. So that's me, a little cumin in your life. But a big part of this evening, like Aubrey mentioned, is for us to introduce you to your resources. So even though you are so a big part of it is us connecting you to your resources. As you go through your program, you'll have the opportunity to connect with us in advising a lot, but a lot of your resources are going to be outside of our office. And we just want to give you some familiarity with that. These are a handful of departments that you will get very acquainted with throughout your tenure as a student. In paying for classes, anything and all things for your student bill are going to go through the bursar's office. We've received a number of questions about your receiving a scholarship with admissions and when will that be applied to your account. So the bursar will apply that to your account closer to the start of classes. If you don't see it on your bill, just connect with admissions to make sure that you are getting that scholarship, and then the bursar will make sure that it's applied to your account. So you can pay for your classes right now. Some of you are seeing your student bills minus the scholarship that you've received, or you can wait until after that scholarship at the start of classes has been applied, and then you can go ahead and pay through My Records or directly through the bursar's office. If you're taking out financial aid, Andrea Reeder is our financial aid liaison. She's amazing. Both the bursar and financial aid are amazing at responding to emails. Whenever you email any university office on this list, make sure you're emailing from your student account and include your e-number because they're going to want to be able to find you in the system. Also, if you are nervous about coming into classes, some of you may have been out of school for a while or writing is not your strong suit, don't worry. We have plenty of offices that want to stand by you in that, the biggest being our OWL Writing Studio. So you can submit your papers and assignments early, get some feedback, whether on APA or, hey, is my train of thought making sense here? You can have people review your work prior to submitting it for grading. So if you're ever nervous or concerned about that, don't worry. We have lots of resources to help. The library will help you find books and articles. In the bookstore, you can buy or rent your books from there. They ship pretty much all over the world. So if you are in another state, in another country, just connect with the bookstore. They're happy to help you. Also, if you're using financial aid to pay for your books, they're going to be the best resource to ask questions about that. Some of you are already wondering, what are my books for my upcoming classes? So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and purchase People Fuel by Dr. Townsend. That will be your first book for your 600 course, but you can also look up your books at the bookstore in the textbook lookup just by your courses. So yeah, great resource there. Lastly, and the two departments you'll probably be the most familiar with by the end of your time as a student is IT and the registrar. IT and the registrar, I like to call as all around superheroes. IT is available 24/7 via phone or email. If you are emailing, again, e-number from your student email, but you want to make sure you include a detailed description, screenshots if you can. They'll help walk you through any software issues. If you're having hardware issues, they also have a huge resource center called the IT Knowledge Base, where you can find out information about Blackboard, about Zoom, about any and all of the software we use here at Concordia. And it gives you helpful videos and handouts, and we just love them. The other department you'll interact with a lot is the registrar. If you're looking up dates for when classes are and semesters begin and end, when deadlines are, that's the academic calendar, your class schedules. Whenever you register for classes, you'll go through there, and then you can get transcripts, you can fill out all kinds of forms. So yeah, just these are some of your go-to resources outside of the office or outside of the advising office. Additionally, just because you're an online student and you are not here on campus doesn't mean that there's not other resources available for you that are student services. We have a chapel podcast that you can access. Dr. Fugit is our Townsend chaplain. So if you ever have personal prayer requests or would like to meet with a chaplain, Dr. Fugit is going to be the go-to person for that. We also have a fully operational VRC, Veterans Resource Center. So if you are a veteran, if you're currently in the military, or if you are veteran connected, meaning you are a spouse or a dependent, we want to connect you with Richard Lewis in the VRC. He's going to help walk you through benefits and discounts as a thank you for your service. Also, as a student, you have full access to our counseling center and our wellness center. You can receive counseling services. And then also if we do have a disability access center, which is a resource for students needing accommodations for either a physical learning or psychological disability, where you think that might be a hindrance to your taking classes. We want to walk with you in that. And Stephanie Stolley in the DAS Center is going to be your best resource. Also, if you're close, I see a lot of you are close to campus. Again, our whole staff is here usually on Thursdays, TGIT, and you can always come to campus. and go to our Eagles Landing, which is our coffee shop. I recommend the breakfast burrito in our CUI CAF, amazing breakfasts, or you can attend an athletic event and we'd love to see you around here. Also, if you do come to campus, let us know. We'd love to take you to coffee. So again, even though you're an online student, we want to make sure that you have all these resources at your fingertips. We used to tell students bookmark CUI /my CUI, but everything is going to be changing. We are moving to, or have already moved to, an app and a dashboard. So you can download the CUI app either on the App Store or Google Play. And when you log into your app, you will be able to access not only your student email and your My Records and your Blackboard, which were already quick links on the CUI, on the My CUI page, but you'll also be able to see what's for lunch in the CAF or what is the athletic event going on. You'll also be able to connect with the university resources like IT, Bursar, registrar. So it's just a one-stop shop for you. So if you haven't if you are gonna download an app, please do so. And if, or not if, to prepay for your meals for conference, you can load the app through the Bursar's office, load the app with money, which will prepay your meals for conference. And then also if you're local to campus, load up a little bit more and you can utilize the app and the prepay feature at Eagles Landing or the CAF. The app is called just the My CUI app. When you go on the App Store, Google Play, you'll be able to see it there with the My CUI link or My CUI emblem. On to you, Emma.
All right, so we're going to dive into what registration is like, but luckily for you all, you're all registered for summer and fall, so don't stress. You don't need to memorize all of this information right now. We will be giving out this information later on when it is your time to register. So this is kind of just like an informational, dump so you guys can get an idea of what registration will look like when it's time. So once you dive into My Records, you're going to see this My Classes tab right in the middle down here. And through there, you're going to utilize the CRN, which is the class registration number. It's the little number that's associated with each course. So you'll see that CRN and you're going to add that class. So there's like a little drop down that comes down and you'll add into that class. And this will show you when the course is taking place, who the instructor is, the course title, etc. It'll give a little bit of information on, when the virtual courses are going to happen, things like that. And you'll click the course schedule to see all of your upcoming registered courses. So once you complete the registration process, you'll be able to go back and see what courses you've registered for. But again, don't worry, we will be sending out all of the information necessary for registration. So we promise you, you're going to be well equipped. You're going to be ready to dive in and get registration going for spring, but for fall and summer, you are aces, you're golden. So then we will jump into My Records. So My Records is your student hub. You'll log in using your Concordia e-number and password. And this is the central location for all of your personal information regarding your education here at Concordia. So you can view your financial aid awards, your official class schedule, your grades. You can look at your personal contact information, make sure that everything that's there is correct, because we will be utilizing that to contact you. That's where they're going to send your degree, things like that. My Records is really the only source of your official schedule and grades, not Blackboard. So we recommend that you utilize My Records over Blackboard. Blackboard will list what courses you have, but it won't be as official as My Records. And if you do get an error 500 code when trying to go into My Records, because I know a couple of you have already emailed me saying that you can't get in, it's because your cookies are full. So you have to go in and clear those cookies. But if you don't know how to do that, or if you're running into hiccups, please reach out to IT. They have it on their information page. And then you can also call and they can help you kind of guide you through how to clear those cookies so you can get access to your My Records. And then this is your degree works, your degree audit. So this is where you're going to be able to see all of your courses, you know, what you've completed, the grades, all of this is going to be all on this page. Through My Records, you can access your degree works, your degree audit, and you'll be able to see what your track looks like, things like that, what you've fulfilled, what you still need. You can see on here that there's these little green check marks. Once you've completed your courses and you've passed, you'll get a green check mark next to your course. The ones that are blue are the courses that are currently in progress. And then the ones that are with this empty red square, those are the ones that you still need to complete. You'll also see your grades and when you completed the courses over here on the right side. And then once you complete electives or any supplemental courses, things like that, you'll see it all down here at the very bottom of your degree audit. You will also see that the courses are listed in numerical order, but when going through, that's not how each course, you're not going to be taking them numerically. They're going to kind of be scattered around. And so with that, we're going to look at your grad plan, which is this tab right next to degree audit. And this is where you're going to see, this is where you're going to see what courses you are taking and when you are taking them. So I know I've reviewed some of these grad plans with some of you to kind of show you how your grad plan looks or the roadmap. It's a resource to see what your educational timeline is going to look like. It breaks down each class by semester, so you kind of get a bird's eye view of what your time with Townsend is going to look like. You can always access your grad plan online to see what you're taking and when. If you don't see your grad plan up yet, I promise it's going to go up. We're working tirelessly to get those up. So, you know, for those who maybe just registered or got registered this weekend or this week, we'll get those up ASAP. So you'll have them ready before coming up to conference. And when looking at your grad plan, advisors and students are looking at the same thing. So please let us know if you have any questions or concerns regarding your plan once you look at it.
Okay, here is another area that you and I might come into contact, but it's actually not going to happen with this group because you guys are all going to smooth through the program or smoothly progress through the program. There we go. Tripping over my words. But let's say something goes wrong in your time with us. You and I might be chatting about some of our university and program policies. You can find our policies on the policy website, which we've linked here. And again, this is why we're sending out the slides. So you can just click through all of that. Please know, just you guys did sign off on student handbooks on your student handbook form as part of your registration form, saying that you are aware you can find your handbook online. So I want to also verbalize this to you. You can find your handbook online. You can also find our program policies and university policies online. We want this information available to you and easily accessible. So there are a couple policies that I do want to highlight to you guys. And that is that as a student in the Townsend Institute, you have to maintain a certain GPA to remain in good academic standing. There is a difference between academic probation and automatic dismissal. There's also a difference between academic warnings. So let me put them in order. Academic warning, if you receive this, this is a flag from your professor just saying, hey, something needs to get checked right here, or you're in danger of maybe not passing the class. It doesn't stay on your permanent record. It doesn't go on your transcripts. It doesn't follow you around the rest of your life. It's just to alert you that something's up. Academic probation means, hey, you're in trouble of getting dismissed from the program. So something's got to change or you will be dismissed from the program. And then academic dismissal is a removal from the program. If that happens, you guys do have the ability to appeal your dismissal. You can appeal a dismissal one time in the life of the program. So use it wisely if you end up there. I also want to highlight for the counseling students that you guys have a 6-year timeline to complete your program. So once you guys start taking classes, you do need to complete your program within 6 years. Our program paths are 2 year and 3 years. So please know that this is very doable. But due to the nature of counseling and some state requirements, we have to make sure that we are constantly meeting the licensure requirements, and we can't guarantee that outside of a certain time limit. So that is part of why we have that 6-year time limit right there. The counseling growth model and PhD programs are all required to have a B or better in each course. So please be aware of that, B or better. If you receive a B minus, you will have to retake that course. It will not be equivalent to an F. It's just, you will have to retake the course. For the org leadership, exec coaching, and IOP programs, you are required to have a C or better in each course. So again, C minus means you will have to retake the course. And you guys can only, the repeat policy for the university is you can repeat one course one time. So this is a tight policy. Not a lot of wiggle room, but I believe in you guys and I know that you can do this. And the key to all of this, to not ending up in a sticky situation, is communication. So please, please, please communicate with your professors, communicate with your advisors. When students have ended up in the position of probation dismissal, it almost always comes down to a lack of communication. So again, no, if something's going on in your life, we really believe as the advising department, sorry guys if I'm stealing anything that we're about to get to, but as the advising department, you guys, we are the experts on how to graduate. We are not the experts on your like capabilities of what you can handle in your life and your personal commitments. That's where you guys are the experts. So we want to partner with you guys for your success, and we want you to be successful in all areas that you are committed to. We don't want you sacrificing your personal life and your family and your job for school. We want you to be successful in all things. So please partner with us. And if you have anything come up that is hindering your performance in school, please reach out to us. That is exactly where we want to come alongside you and help you avoid ending up in a probation or dismissal area. So if you guys, if you are like some people and you're calculating out, okay, my GPA can take this kind of hit before I end up on probation or before I end up dismissed, please think again. Please don't calculate for the wiggle room. We don't want you to accidentally end up getting dismissed from the program. But know that there is a GPA calculator here online. So if you are needing to rebound and your GPA is getting low, you have this to utilize to calculate out what you need to get to succeed in the program and get things back up. If you're on probation, you have this to calculate how do you get off probation. So the requirement for the program is to keep a 3.0 overall GPA or better. If you end up with a 2.0 to 3.0, you will be on probation. If you end up below a 2.0, you will be dismissed from the program. So please, please utilize your GPA calculator and be proactive in your communication.
Thanks so much, Aubrey. Yes. So as advisors, as Aubrey said, we're here to partner with you and make sure you get to graduation. But sometimes the resource that you need is not us. For most of your day-to-day classes, your first point of contact should and will be your professor. But sometimes when you think your grade is in jeopardy, or you're stressed, or you're unsure about how to have that conversation, or you struggle asking questions to authority figures, a lot of the times it can feel really daunting to reach out to a professor. And so you tend to reach out to your advisor first. Of course, our first question is going to be, did you reach out to your professor? But as an alumna of the program and someone who works with your faculty on a consistent basis, I can tell you that our professors are amazing people. They not only want to walk with you in the learning and the competency part of getting through your degree plan or your certificate plan, but they also want to walk with you in the character building to look at those feelings that you're feeling and to ask questions of those with you and alongside you. So for your holistic growth. And yeah, so I do want to encourage you that your very first point of contact should be your professors. But if you're struggling, like Aubrey said, if you're struggling with your course in any way, if you have questions, even if you're having personal struggles that you feel are interfering with your ability to complete the course, we want you to have open communication with your professors. You'll find that they're just very caring people. And they want to have genuine relationship with you, not only as professor to student, but inevitably as colleagues when you finish the program. And like Dr. Sherrance said, we stand on a pillar of relationship. It's one of the things that we pride ourselves on as a faculty and staff here at the Institute. So, and you'll get to not only get a little bit closer, not only you'll do hard things of reaching out to your professor, but you'll get a little closer to some really amazing experts in the field. So we just want to remind you of that. Speaking of classes and professors, a lot of when we get questions is, when are my classes? And especially right now, as you're having these kind of anxieties, both good and bad anxieties of you're excited to join, but you're nervous about starting. We want to give you kind of an overall breakdown of when your classes will generally be. Virtual classes will usually in a 7-week class, because you're going to have your 600 or your 700 class, which is a shorter class, and then you're going to start in your 7-week courses. So virtual classes in that format will meet weeks 1, 3, and 5 of the term. Classes are usually 6 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Always double check your syllabus, because while it's usually, we just want you to make sure that that's what's actually going to take place for your class. So always double check with your syllabus once the class opens. On the off weeks where you're not in your virtual classes, weeks 2, 4, 6, and 7, you will still be connecting with classmates, either in a check-in call or a role play. And since these aren't at a specific day and time, you can just connect with that classmate and say, hey, let's connect early in the week, since the due date for the assignment that we're both a part of is due on a Friday, Saturday, or a Sunday. So yeah, connecting early is really going to help you succeed in your program. As you can see by the graph below, the counseling classes and character plus competency growth model classes are Monday, Tuesday. Or leadership and executive coaching, you are Tuesday, Wednesday. PhD students, your classes are Wednesday. And our counseling fieldwork, practicum and fieldwork, as well as our executive coaching internship classes are going to be on Thursdays. So classes will typically open in Blackboard 1 to 2 weeks prior to the class. We always have students emailing, when is my class going to open? So it's usually 1 to 2 weeks prior. We want to make sure that any course edits or changes are all up to date prior to opening a class. Your 600 class will open, Lord willing, by the end of next week. So we just want to make sure we get all the students registered properly before we open that class. And then not only will your class open in Blackboard, but your professor will also be reaching out to you to make sure that you saw that the class opened and to introduce themselves and to make sure you're ready for your very first virtual class for your 600 and 700 courses. And in addition to your virtual classes, you also have a class with Dr. Townsend.
Yeah, so we have the virtual town halls that happen with Dr. Townsend and usually some of our directors. You get to hear from faculty, academic advisors, admissions counselors, current students, alumni, all about the experience and what you'll be kind of going through as your time here at Townsend. This is an opportunity for you to ask all of your questions and kind of get a breakdown of how the program is run here at Townsend. And we also have an upcoming virtual town hall that's happening on September 6th. We just had one last night, so if you were able to go to that, thanks for attending. But you can register through the CUI website by searching for the Townsend Institute, and then you'll see the login page for how to get into the next town hall. It's a really cool experience to kind of see what goes on here. And now we have the conference, what everybody is so excited for, what we can't wait for. We are so excited to see you all and hang out with you guys for a couple days. So if you haven't already booked your travel to join us for conference, please check out the website. It's that townsendconference.com listed below, that we have some recommendations on there. We have hotel information, and we have confirmation from the Hilton Garden Inn that there is still room blocks available. So if you're running into any issues or anything like that, please reach out so we can help you guys with those room blocks, working with the hotel. We also have our facts section on there about the conference to answer any commonly asked questions. And we will have the schedule up soon on the website. We'll be updating things so then you guys can get access to kind of see what the itinerary is going to look like, get some more information and things like that. And we really do recommend coming in with an open mind and really diving into this experience. It's honestly such an amazing time, and it's something that, you know, you're going to remember for the rest of your life. You're coming into this and you're like, I don't really know what to expect. It's really hard to explain, but it's like an amazing experience. It's a life-altering experience, and it's really cool that you guys are going to get to do this and do it with your process group members and get to grow and learn with more people. So Amanda, Aubrey, any insights that you can share about conference experiences of conference?
Well, one of the questions that was in the chat, as students are still planning to come in and haven't booked their travel yet, one of the things that I tell students is to kind of bookend 8 to 5 every conference day. So that way, you know, you'll be here early in the morning when we open, check in, and then that you'll be there till the end. Although Aubrey can confirm we are going to get out a little bit early on Wednesday. So you don't necessarily need to book staying till 5 on that Tuesday. But I also say that if you can give yourself the margin to kind of decompress when you are finished with conference, to kind of think through all the stuff that happened, the experiences, the growth that came out of that time, definitely put it in your calendar to have some decompression time, whether that's traveling back to your home state or home country, or even just giving yourself a little extra time the next morning or later that evening on Tuesday, just to feel all the feelings again.
I do want to just take one step back real fast, because the town halls are happening on the chat. And I want you guys to all know that the town halls are actually next Monday and Tuesday. So for the counseling programs, it's Monday. For the org leadership and executive coaching programs, it's Tuesday. And you guys don't have to register for town halls. You will be notified when you're in your classes. However, this one, we do want to invite you guys ahead of starting classes. So if you guys would like to join next week, I put the link in the chat and you will just use that link. It's not live now. It will become live the day of the town hall. The other, another option for you guys that is, in my personal opinion, a great option is to join CUI Connect. And that is our student and alumni network. And I go on and post the town halls on there and notify everyone via email through CUI Connect when we have town halls. So you can also find the information on there if you join the Townsend group. So for now, if you guys want to join next week, we would love to have you there to get a taste of what's to come. And if you're having trouble with the link that I put in the chat with finding the right link, please email tiadvisor@cui.edu or join CUI Connect. Sorry to derail us for a second from
No, that's great. Going back to just chat stuff, conference, going back to conference. How dare you derail us? But no, conference, one of the questions I was asked was, what do I wear? What do I bring? Aubrey, do you want to talk a little bit about what we wear when we're at conference?
Yes. And also I saw that people are asking questions about time. And so I just want to, as the person overseeing conference, and since I know that we have our schedule finalized, it should be, our website should be live any day now with the schedule posted. It's something that it's getting worked on, and it's just an any day now thing. But I can tell you that for our conference, we are starting check-in at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So check-in is from 9 to 10. You can show up anytime between 9 to 10 to get checked in. It doesn't hurt to show up a little bit early because we do have Jedediah Coffee out making lattes and cold brews for everybody. It is fun to come and get checked in and have a latte with your new friends. And then we will start with our first conference opening at 10 a.m. So please don't show up at 10. It does take just a little bit of time to get you guys checked in. And then we will be ending on Tuesday, August 16th at 3:30 p.m. So I think a lot of you guys were asking that, probably booking flights. Santa Ana ends flights early for a noise ordinance. So yes, 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday, August 16th will be the end. All right, now what to wear? The really deep philosophical question on the table right now. We just like to prep people with business casual, emphasis on the casual. We usually wear something around the world of jeans and polos. It will probably be really hot in August. So just know we're somewhere in that business casual. We do want to prepare you guys. This is a professional setting. Everything you do in your educational experience is a professional setting. That's the whole point of education, is to prepare you for your fields that you're going into or switching to, whichever the point is, that it's to prepare you. So this is practice grounds. That being said, we're not formal crew. We are relational and casual. So business casual. I can tell you, I wear a lot of Concordia tees and skirts in the August conference because it is so darn hot.
And I'm really in the jumpsuit game right now. So that's my go-to right now. Those who are driving to campus, if you are local, or if you are renting a car and you're driving to campus, you might want to show up just a smidge early. You're going to get stopped at our gatehouse by our guards. They're going to give you a parking permit. And they will tell you where to park, which is going to be the closest. It's going to be Grimm Hall lot, which is the closest to all the conference happenings. So that will be if you're driving to campus. There's another question. Oh, what to bring? What should they bring?
I recommend bringing like a little notebook. You don't need anything serious. It's just for you to jot down, some personal notes. You're not going to be taking like extensive, crazy notes. You don't need like a massive laptop or, all of these things. It's kind of just bring yourself, be in the moment. Unless I'm missing something. Am I missing anything?
Well, you will need to have a laptop or access to a computer, because you will be having assignments for your 600 course, but you don't have to bring that. What Emma's saying is you don't have to bring it with you to campus every day to take notes. You can leave it in your hotel room or your Airbnb, wherever you're staying. But you will need to have access, either have a laptop or have access to a computer. If you're staying at the Hilton Garden Inn, they do have a business center. So you are able to use their computers, although you will be competing with other students if that's the case. And then there is a shuttle. If you are staying at the Hilton Garden Inn, there is a shuttle. They provide a shuttle not only from the airport to the hotel, but they will be providing a shuttle every day from the hotel to campus. So if you are staying there and in the room block, then you will have a ride.
You will have a ride only if you're in the room block. So please, if you're at Hilton Garden Inn and you're not in that room block, say you wanted to use points or something like that, call Sabina or anybody there. And she and I have been coordinating about who's with us and who should be in the block and isn't. And we're trying to catch everybody. But if you guys have booked outside of the block, you do need to be inside the block to get access to the shuttle. We do have a cap on who can access the shuttle. And the Hilton Garden Inn and I have coordinated the shuttle schedule. So when you guys check in at the hotel, you will receive your shuttle schedule.
Thank you guys for all that information. But yeah, we keep coming with the questions for conference. We're going to jump into a conference or a question round, but we just wanted to say that we're so excited for you guys to be with us here at conference. You're going to hear from amazing speakers, start bonding with your process group members, and meeting all of the classmates that are all kind of joining around the same time, and begin learning skills that you're going to use throughout your entire career. So we're so excited to meet you guys, spend time with you. Like 3 weeks away. It's going to be here before we know it. So we're so excited. So if you have any additional questions, now is your time to ask them. So you can either put them in the chat, or you can, I don't know, maybe we raise hands, or
And we're still getting questions about the loading the app. In the recap email, we're going to send this PowerPoint presentation, the recording. We're going to send links to all the resources we mentioned. And in those resources, we will also send the link of how to load your app. So don't worry, you will get all of that to you.
Mhm. Go ahead, Laredo.
Thank you. I will jump on and ask real quick. I know that you had said that in order to get lunch during the conference that we should load money in the app, but I don't know if it's a pre-purchase lunch or something like that was mentioned. I was a little confused.
Okay. Laredo, am I saying your name right?
It's Laredo. You were right the
Laredo.
first time. Yes, that's okay. It's
Okay.
great.
Okay. So with the conference meals, we will be sending out an email with clear instructions for what you guys need to do for the conference meals. It looks like you definitely have the option to preload your card. When you preload your card, your ID, excuse me, it is your ID card on your phone is how it works. So you will just scan your phone when you get to the CAF, and it's the same as having a gift card. You do it through the app. We'll send those instructions out to you guys. The cafeteria at Concordia first is delicious. It is a lot of really fresh food, and you guys can go on their website and see what's cooking. And also, if you have dietary restrictions, they have already accommodated for most all of them. If you have something that's not accommodated for on there, all you have to do is reach out to them and they will help you get a meal that works with restrictions. So it is cafeteria style. You pay a flat fee to get in, and then you have access to all the foods in there. I saw someone ask about if most people eat at the CAF, and most people do eat at the CAF for lunches. For dinners, most people go off with their groups that they've met at the conference and eat together that way. But for lunch, most people stay on because it's not a huge lunch break. So it's not a ton of time to get off campus and back on. It's not impossible. It's just a little tight. Did I answer the question?
Okay, go ahead, Carrie.
I put this in the chat also, but I'm just wondering if you can explain the cohort model and what that looks like and how it works. That's new to me.
Yes. So when you come to campus, we will put you in a process group. It will be some of the people that you have class with, but it will not be everyone that you have class with for your 600 course. There's a race going on outside. So it will be some of the people from that class. You'll be in a group of about 6 to 8 students. And what we do is we put that group into process groups together throughout the conference. Process groups are the thing that is the hardest to describe about our conference, but the way I like to describe it is that it is a growth group. And the purpose is that we have you all going out into people helping fields, right? So we have, we start the conference with you guys looking at yourselves before you start looking at other people to help them stop blocking themselves from growth. We have you look at yourself to see anywhere that you might be blocking yourself from growth. Or to celebrate with you in any way that you succeed in growth. So it's a multi-purpose, but that's kind of the main thing we have you do is we have you look inside before you start working with others and helping them look inside. So that is your process group. When we say cohort model, cohort refers to everybody that's starting, everyone that will be at the conference together. That is kind of what we use the greater term cohort for. But process groups, your first 2 semesters that we register you for classes for, you will be registered with your process group. After that second semester, then we kind of put the ownership back into your hands to what you want to do with those group connections. If you want to try to stay together, if you want to try to meet new people, then it's up to you where you go from there. But those first 2 semesters, we do that to have you guys build the bond and make tight connections, because we do believe that students are more successful with a group around them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Can I ask one clarifying question?
Yeah.
Is then the process groups that you place us in the same as the homework and role play? I think I saw earlier on one of the slides. So we'll be with these people throughout the same people, or does that change class to class? Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah. So we keep you with your process group for the first 2 semesters. After that second semester, it's up to you guys who you're registering for classes with. The homework partners get assigned to you depending on it. It's all, they're kind of separate things, just in that when you're in the class, you have homework partner assignments, and that's assigned to you by your professor. The role plays are the same thing. They're going to be class assignments. They will be assigned to you with a specific person by your professor.
Okay, thank you.
Jennifer, you have a question?
Can you talk about the virtual class again, when exactly the virtual classes are?
Yeah, so virtual classes in your 7-week courses are going to be weeks 1, 3, and 5. They will typically be from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We tell students always double check the time on your syllabus when the class opens, but the standard is 6 to 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. So we do realize that this is can sometimes be a strain for our students who are on East Coast or who are not in the country. So I would definitely work with your professors if you're unable to make a certain virtual class, but those are when the virtual classes typically are in your 7-week classes, weeks 1, 3, and 5. Then you have your class with Dr. Townsend, either in week 2 or 4. That's the town hall. And that will not only be put within your Blackboard shell, but you will also get emails about the upcoming town hall to your student email.
And the day of the week depends on the program that you're in. Is that what it is?
As far as when your classes are?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So counseling students, your classes, your 7-week traditional classes will be Monday or Tuesday evening. And then when you are in your practicum and fieldwork, those classes are going to be on Thursday. Org leadership and executive coaching, your classes are Tuesdays or Wednesdays. And then executive coaching, when you're in your internship, those classes will be on Thursdays. And then PhD students, your classes are on Wednesdays. iPhone 40, you're up.
That was an error, user error.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. Happens to me all the time. Happens to me all the time. And someone asked, is the town hall with Dr. Townsend in weeks 2 or 4 in person or via Zoom? This is an online program. The only time that we ask you to come to campus is for the conference. And we hope that you will be with us for commencement. We love when all of our students fly out for commencement, super fun. We also do a special Townsend reception, usually the evening before. So yeah, it's very special to us, but those are the only times that you're required to come to campus. The rest of your time is all synchronous or asynchronously online. Jennifer.
Hi. So I heard somebody mention that we have an ID on the app, our student ID, and I looked at it and I went to hit it, figure it out, and it says that I can't have an ID because I don't have a photo. So what is that going to get fixed?
Easy fix. Great news. You guys can actually do it online. So you can send in a photo to them, to Campus Safety, and they will set up your ID card for you.
Oh, so what do we just send an email?
Yeah, I'll grab the link. Sorry, not yes to sending an email. I will grab the link and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. And send them an email from the link. Or send them a photo.
I think that you fill out a form. I have to look at it, but I know
Yeah,
you
it's
have the instructions.
It's an online form. But the other cool thing that Aubrey just touched on, and Jennifer, thank you for initiating, is that as a student, even though you're an online student and you're not on campus, you still get an ID card to utilize. So
get those discounts.
Exactly. And so once Aubrey sends that information in the chat, we'll also include that in the recap email if you're unable to pick it up in the chat. But you can get an actual physical ID card sent to you from Campus Safety, or you can pick it up when you come to conference if you do it ahead of time. Oh, you're on mute, Aubrey.
I know, I saw you unmuted, so I thought you were going to answer Jojo's question. Okay, so Jojo asked a great question, and I just want to clarify and make sure that everyone knows this. You are automatically registered for the conference. It's part of your 600 class, so it is kind of considered one massive assignment in your 600 class. It is linked to the grade for your class as well. So just know that the class is pass-fail, but it does require your attendance at the conference. And somebody mentioned that they tried to go through the link for booking in the room block. And thank you so much for doing that. I just went and checked it myself as well, screenshotted it and sent it over to Hilton Garden Inn. So hopefully they'll get that fixed as soon as possible. Jennifer.
Hi, it's me again. The most important question everybody keeps asking: food. So is the cafeteria, is it like a la carte where you like buy things individually, or is it like this is what dinner costs and then you go in and you get, or lunch, like this is the lunch fee? How does it work? So I'm just trying to budget, like.
Yeah, so it is a flat rate for your meal. And then when you go in, it's cafeteria style. So you can pick whatever is available in the caf that day. They typically have 1 to 2 hot meal options. There is a salad bar, a sandwich bar.
What's the lunch fee then?
That's a great question. Is it $7, $8?
I want to say it's $8. Let me go check though.
Yeah. It's totally worth it. Like,
that's a deal.
It's totally a deal. And they have a dessert bar. I mean, Rice Krispie treats and cookies for days.
I'm gonna just say I need $20.
That's why if you live local, it is come have lunch with us. Come hang out on campus. Go buy a coffee at Eagles Landing. Do some homework.
So if you put money on that card, can you use it on the bookstore or anything like that? If you put money on is it just for, no, it's just for the cafeteria.
It's for any place that would charge you for services on campus. So you can use it at our Eagles Landing. You can use it at the caf. I don't know if you could use it at the bookstore. That is a great question. We can email the bookstore and find out and put that information in the recap email.
Right. I just want to put too much money and then have it stuck.
I guess you'll just have to come back to California. I mean, that's really what I see that as.
That sounds like a nice plan.
So Dewey asked, and someone asked this previously, can we use cash or card to pay at the cafeteria? That is not the, you can, that's just not the preference. As the The app is just a scan and go. So you'll be waiting a little bit longer using cash or paying with your card. So it's easier to just upload the your prepaid to the app and then just do it and then get your food.
And just a heads up, there is a chance that you will be required to prepay and have the money on your card for the conference, just because we're trying to move such a large amount of people through in a specific window. That is what we're going to follow up with you guys via email about if it's required or if it's optional. And I have lots of people asking questions about specific assignments. So I just want to say I'm a little hesitant to go into specific assignments right now in this meeting, just because we have so many people here from different programs. I want to make sure the questions that we're hitting are really applicable to everybody in this meeting. So if you guys have questions about specific assignments, can you please email them to TI Advisor, and we can set up meetings with you guys to go over assignments. Someone also asked about, can you bring food? Yes, you can bring food. You can definitely bring your own food. And I will try a different link for the ID card, because that should have just taken you to campus safety, and then it's on the campus safety get started page. So you can also, if you just type in Google CUI campus safety get started, it's going to come up, and apply for an ID card should be on there.
Yeah, I went there and saw it. If you just scroll down after the get started, it's down there.
Perfect. You guys can have guests at the cafeteria. Yes. You cannot have guests in the sessions at the conference though.
I really love Justin's question about, if he fasts through the conference, will you win brownie points? Truth be told, you're not going to want to fast through the conference. So while you'll be prepaying for your lunches, we do a great job of providing you with endless amounts of snacks. So coffee, water, we'll have a cart full of snacks for in between the sessions, and you're really not going to want to fast, because we do pick up some really amazing snacks. We're snack people. We believe in snacks.
I do want to highlight, because we had the question about people fuel or if other books are needed. Fall will come up pretty quickly. And since we are registering you guys for your first 2 semesters, you might not have a clear, look here message about this. You guys can access the books that you need for your courses at the time that you register. So you do not have to wait for Blackboard to open and only have a 2-week window. As soon as you guys register for your classes, you can have access to your books at the bookstore's website. Now, because we're registering for you guys for your classes, you might not know when that's happening. So just know it's usually about 2 to 3 months ahead of time. Reach out to us, or you can keep checking the bookstore's website. But you will go through bookstore's website. You will act like you are going through to order the books for your classes, and you will be able to see your books that way. And classes, just know if there's if they're in counseling 606, and there's 7 different sections of it, they're all going to have the same book requirements. That's for all programs. And I will send the bookstore link.
And just a reminder, if you don't catch any of the links in the chat, we will be sending a recap email with all of the links on there as well. So you'll have that if you aren't able to catch it in the chat. And Allison, we're still registering students in the summer 22 cohort. When we say cohort, we mean all of you that are starting with us in summer. But your process group will be people who are just in your program. And you'll obviously be taking classes with people just in your program. But everyone at the conference is going to be spanning all the programs. So you'll get to meet org leadership and executive coaching students if you're a counseling student. And if you're a org leadership student, you'll get to mingle with counseling and executive coaching students. So You'll get to meet a lot of people in the summer 22 cohort. Fila, I am not sure. Our classes are in Pacific Standard Time. If you are on East Coast time, then you'll be logging in a little bit later to your classes. But when you do register for your classes, moving forward in your program, you can see if there are classes available earlier. If they are, then you're more than welcome to register for those. But the classes are typically 6 to 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. You'll just always want to double check with your syllabus that that's what time you're meeting. Oh, Kelly, that is a great question. How many people are in each major? It's so hard for us to say. It varies. And we're still registering students. So I wouldn't be able to give you a hard number, but approximately how many people? That is a great question. I don't know.
We're approximately, I think one thing I want to know is just, are you asking for the conference specifically or programs overall? And I will give you the overall current enrollment, but you guys will have to just wait 1 second and I will give that to you.
So we have about 10 minutes or so left of our evening. So if you do have any additional questions that you feel like you need answered, please put them in the chat, raise your hand, we'll call on you so you can ask. Again, this isn't the last time that you're gonna see us or have access to us. Definitely, if you have questions, you wanna email the tiadvisor@cui.edu account. That is our advising inbox. All of us view that inbox. So one of us on the advising team will be able to get back to you. And we're super excited that in less than 30 days, it's like, I don't even know how many days, who has a countdown, but we're going to be able to see you in person. And we're super excited about that. So Kelly wants to know the ballpark for each program. Okay.
Looks like just for the new students. Okay. So different question than what I was looking at. But I do have that as well. We're at approximately, let me back this up with our real-time data. We're at just about 100 for the counseling program that are starting this summer. And then we are looking at about 20 for org leadership and 20 for executive coaching for the summer.
And Anna, great question. Yeah, we do operate off of 2 screens in advising. We have a lot of windows open. Sometimes you should see our tabs if we share a screen. It's really a personal preference. If you think that that will be helpful for you in your learning, then definitely, but I don't think it's a requirement. As a student, as a former student, I only had my laptop and that was sufficient enough to do all my classes and record all my role plays. And yeah, so not necessary. It's just an extra little perk, but not necessary. And yeah, just to confirm or just to follow with what's going up in the chat, while you're going to be here with us August 13th through 16th, your 600 or 700 class actually begins on August 8th. So make sure you are checking your Blackboard in a couple weeks. Well, within the next week or two, your course should populate and you'll see your professors and people in your class. In the recap email, we'll be sending a video of how to log into Blackboard for your first class. what the 600 course shell looks like, and kind of guide you through that. But you'll be able to start reviewing viewing what assignments you're going to be having for that first week before conference. And then again, if you have not already purchased People Fuel by Dr. Townsend, that will be your first class, your first book for your 600 and 700 class.
All right. Town halls, town hall meetings are recorded, and you guys do not need to read the whole People Fuel book before you start on August 8th. That is, it's part of your course. So we are not going to surprise you with a pop quiz on your first day of class. The counseling, there's the name of the book again, People Fuel, People Fuel, People Fuel. And you guys can see it on the bookstore's website. We will send you guys a wrap-up email with the recording of tonight, as well as, and we'll try to make sure we've gotten all the links that we've sent out tonight. But like Amanda and Emma said, this is not the last you guys will be seeing us. We do love meeting with students, and our goal is to be the most relational online program out there. So please reach out to us. We love video meetings. We do have links in our email signatures that you can use to quickly book on our schedules at a time that works for both of us. So just make it as easy as possible to get on our schedules and spend some time with us. We can't wait to see you guys in person. And we hope to see you guys in person other times as well for a coffee on us. So we are going to wrap it up for tonight, but I would appreciate if you guys have follow-up questions to email them to us. A lot of you guys are asking about dates, and I just want to put it out there that we have all of our dates always online and accessible to you guys at the academic calendar. So please search for your academic calendar. This is going to be your first practice right here. Academic calendar online. We want all easy info like that accessible to you at all times. Thank you guys so much for coming. We can't wait to see you guys at the conference. If you have any questions, anything you need to feel confident going into your first night of class, please reach out to us. And have a wonderful rest of your night. We can't wait to see you.
Thanks again, everyone, for being here.